CattleCon also showcasing new tools aimed at helping ranchers work more efficiently. One of the biggest challenges on any operation, water. We caught up with a company to talk about how remote water monitoring is changing the way producers manage their ranches.
With me now is Andrew Coppin of Ranchbot. You're the CEO and co-founder. Thank you so much for joining us here at RFD-TV at NCBA on our stage. Let's just dive right into it. What problem does Ranchbot solve, and how does remote water monitoring change the way ranchers manage their operations?
Yeah, so thanks for having me here today. Yeah, I mean, Ranchbot's a remote water monitoring and control company, founded out of Australia, but we're now based out of Fort Worth in Texas. That was really the genesis of the idea was, that ranchers spend a lot of time driving around checking things that 95% of the time don't need checking, but for the 5% of times that it does. And the primary thing there, of course, is the key ingredient in every good ranch is water. I grew up in northern Australia and spent a lot of time driving around checking water, and we thought there's got to be a better way. So we developed technology that ranchers can attach to their water ecosystems, whether that's on the well, on the trough, or on a water storage or a reservoir. And it talks direct to satellites and lets the rancher know in real time what's happening with their water, so they know they've got a problem when they've got a problem, and they don't have to drive around all day and check things.
Yeah, and that's really important. Obviously, efficiency, time is of essence, especially for ranchers, but water, we all need it if we're going to ranch or farm. And so what are some of the problems, needs you see ranchers facing as far as water access today?
Well, obviously, water is, as time's going by, we're realising what an absolutely critical asset it is. And now we've got competing forces from data centres and property developers and the oil and gas industry at the same time as we've got to be producing more food on the planet. We're not going to be doing that without water. So in our role, we're providing ranchers with that real-time information. It's saving them a lot of time. I mean, even though we're obviously happy with beef prices at the moment, input prices have been up as well, So we hear from our ranchers that we save them about 60% on their expenses of driving around to check things. So we're in tens of thousands of dollars of savings, if not hundreds of thousands for ranchers. And that's helping them be more productive, more profitable, and run a better operation. I think, the other thing that we don't often put a value on is peace of mind, and ranchers spend a lot of time. There'll be some here today, that are in the back of their minds, they're worrying what's happening with the water back home on the ranch. With our system, they can just look on their cell phone and know that everything's there. So, time, money, and peace of mind is sort of what we deliver, and, it's a joy to be able to do that for ranchers around the world.
I know you're getting to walk around CattleCon here in CBA in Nashville, Tennessee, and you're getting to speak to a lot of cattle producers. So with speaking to them, what's some of the feedback you're getting, and what does the future of Ranchbot look like?
Yeah, well, I think there's a really interesting inflection point happening in ranch technology at the moment. I really think what we're going to see over the next 2 or 3 years is probably going to be faster development than happened over the last decade, because there's a bunch of companies like ourselves that have all been at it for 10 years or so. We're really starting to get to scale. We've got 12,000 ranchers on our platform, 10 million plus beef cattle, 15 million sheep. You start getting to see data sets and information that just we haven't had available before, and we're now working in collaborations not just with universities but with other ag techs, because no rancher wants 7 apps to run the show, right? So I think we're going to see more and more collaborations with different companies to really deliver the results that ranchers want about their pastures, about the data from the field. It's a very interesting time for ranch tech and for ranch innovation, and we're really excited to be part of it.
Well, I think it's really important, obviously, listening to the ranchers, understanding their needs, and providing them the technology to be successful. Again, Andrew Coppin with Ranchbot, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.